Welcome back to Mid-American Eats, the show all about the pork. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to rub down this pork shoulder we got from South Pork Ranch in Chatsworth, Illinois. This is red wattle pork. Red wattle is definitely better marbled than most pork. I find the flavor of it to be just exquisite. What we got here is a little bit of granulated onion, granulated garlic, some paprika, and some cumin, and a little salt and pepper, and I'm just making a nice little rub for this pork. Getting it all mixed up. I'll tell you what, cumin is wonderful if you know how to use it. Just a great flavor. People often ask me, what is the flavor of cumin? Well, think tacos. Think about the dominating flavor in a taco, and that's cumin. What we're going to do is just sprinkle this all over this here. And we're gonna rub it in, all right? Working with it, that nice fat cap. Rub it in there. Making sure we're coating everything nice and even. You notice the shoulder still has a bone in it. I have some that I've already been braising that we're gonna pull the bone right out of. I like to cook this with the bone in it because the bone actually has a lot of good gelatin that will come out of it. The connective tissue that's actually in this cut of meat also has a lot of gelatin that we're going to get from it, and it's going to give a nice mouthfeel to the sauce. So we got that nice and seasoned up here. We got a hot pan over here waiting for us, okay? In this pan, I'm going to go ahead and put a little canola oil down, okay? And then our pork, what I want to do with it is I want to set it fat side down, okay? Just like this. And let it start to brown up, okay? In the meantime, while that's browning over here, I have some chipotles that are in this pitcher I have, and I'm going to add about a half a beer to this. This is Bell's Amber Ale out of Comstock, Michigan. Beautiful beer. I got my emulsion wand here, or burr mixer, or wand mixer, or whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to start to break down the chipotles. We wanted a nice paste. Some people take the seeds out of the chipotle. I don't. I like the heat in this. This isn't like the jalapenos we were talking about earlier. It is relatively related to it, though. Relatively related. It is related to it, though. See, the chipotle is nothing more than a smoked jalapeno that's been dehydrated, and then they rehydrate it with a little adobo sauce. Now that I have this all mixed in here, what I want to do is I want to pour the rest of the beer in here. This is going to become part of our stock for the pork that we're going to braise. Don't want to pour it too quick. Okay. So while the pork's browning up over here, I'm not going to forget about it, that's for sure. But we're going to walk over here and deal with some onions, okay? All right, just going to take the ends off like I usually do. All right, take the paper off for the peeling. We're going to give this a nice rustic chop. All right, there's really no French terminology for this cut that I'm going to end up doing. Maybe a mirepoix cut, but we're not even going to go there. Again, you could save these peelings for some stock if you wanted to. I don't like them in my stock. Makes them a little dark. Can make them bitter. So I put them in the old compost. Here we are. And I keep on saying here we are. We're just going to cut these onions up. Nice rustic chop. The reason why I'm cutting them long ways is when you take a look at a fiber in the onion, the way it runs is down the sides. I want these to stay together in the stock when I come back to use them. So let's go back over here and let's take a look at our pork browning up. There we go. You hear me talk about it a lot, I know. But here's that Maillard browning again. Releasing the flavonoids. Also, what's happened here is we've started to go ahead and toast some of the cumin that's on here. We're toasting the paprika. All the seasonings we put on there, getting nice and toasted. Going to add some depth of flavor to this whole dish when we get ready to put it together. In the meantime, what we're going to do in our stock pot back here, or our braiser, whichever way you want to look at it, I have some chicken stock. Our beer and our chipotle. Make sure that gets nice and washed out and you don't lose any of that chipotle. Some tomato paste. We're going to add a little more granulated garlic to it. Granulated onion. Some paprika. And some cumin. And last but not least, we got some cloves here. Yep, cloves. Just like on Easter when you put it in your ham, right into the stock. All right, so this looks like it's done browning up. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the braiser. So here we are, working with it. Last thing we got to do is go ahead and saute our onions up just a little bit and add them to the braising pan. So I'm going to take my hot pan over with me. Add some onions. It's making a lot of noise, isn't it? And brown these up just a little bit. Just get the cooking process started on it. So over here, we have exactly what we've been working towards. A nice beer and chipotle braised pork shoulder. And when we come back, I'm going to show you how to build a tostada from it. So don't go anywhere and join me back here, Mid-American Eats. You don't want me to do